मैं तुम्हें एक लफ्ज़ दसना कहते बेगम बेगम बड़ा रिस्पैक्टफुल नाम है हाँ जी होएगा सी बेगम वाइफ की कहते बेगम अच्छा जो बड़ा रुतबा है इसी तरह ही फिर ये खान साहब बड़ा एक रुतबा है हर कौम का एक रुतबा है एक मयार है सारे रिस्पैक्टफुल है उन्होंने आगे ऐसा बेड़ा गर्द किया कि इनू ए कर दिता इनू ए कर दिता इनू ए कर दिता जिनके सारा मसक कर दिता
सही पहुंच गए हम
बहुत हिस्ट्री पढ़िया ना
सही पहुंच गए
हर कौम के मुतल्लिक गुजरात के मुतल्लिक मलकां के मुतल्लिक चौधरियों के मुतल्लिक कोई यानी कि मेरे को ऐसा नॉलेज नहीं है ना स्टडी एक होंदा स्टडी करना की होंदा है तो मसलन तुसी एक किताब लिखी है अपने ज़ाविये दे नाल किताब तुसी किस तरह लिखी तुसी कोई 20 किताबां पढ़ियां कुछ ओदे विच अपना कुछ इनके और इंक्लूड करके तुसी की किताब लिख ठीक है ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਮੁxtਲਿਫ ਹਵਾਲੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾ ਦਿਓ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੁਗਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਯਾਸ਼ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਬਣਾਏ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਜ਼ਾਨੀ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਸੀਆ ਮਸਾਲਾ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ छोटी किस्म
बाहर खा लो यार है जवाब राइट
मसलन सिख जड़े सिख दो क्लासा दे एक ते वो सी जड़े मुगलों के एंड तक साथ
और ये थोड़ा आगे जाकर लेफ्ट करना है तो पहुंच जाएगा
अंग्रेज़ों नाल
ये आ गए ये
ठीक है ना उन्हां दी हिस्ट्री होर सी इन्हां दी हिस्ट्री इस तरह ही गुजरात भी यानी कि इस तरह ही है मलकां दा भी
एक जो है ना
पार्किंग आगे होगी
एक चीज
पार्किंग और
ਜਿਹਦੇ ਯਾਰ
ਕੈਨੀਅਨ ਪਾਰਕਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੀ
ਔਖਾ ਸੌਖਾ ਵੇਲੇ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਨਸਦੇ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਬਈ ਹੁਣ ਯਾਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੰਗ ਆਪ ਲੜ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਫਿਰ ਆ ਗਈ ਯਾਰ ਸੱਜਣ ਬੰਦਾ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਨਸੀ ਤੇ
दोस्तों हम खैरियत से यहाँ पे पहुँच चुके हैं लाओस कैनियन के अंदर। आपको बता दूं कि सबसे पहले कि कैनियन होता क्या है। जो हमारे दोस्त हमारे साथ हैं, ठीक है। और कैनियन जो होता है वो होता है कि जैसे मिसाल के तौर पे ये ज़मीन की सतह है। जो ज़मीन की सतह से चीज़ ऊपर आएगी उसको हम पहाड़ बोलेंगे, माउंटेन बोलेंगे। जो नीचे की तरफ जाएगी उसको खाई बोलेंगे या गहराई बोलेंगे, उसको बोलते हैं कैनियन, ठीक है। तो यही चीज़ हम देखने वाले। तो अब मैं नो एक्सप्लेन लिटिल बिट इन इंग्लिश। So we are safely here, guys. So in the Laos Canyon, let me tell you about briefly what's the canyon. Suppose this is the surface of the earth, okay, and everything go up from the surface is called mountain. If you go anything deep, it's called canyon. Very easy to understand. So guys, see, there's a waterfall behind us, and on my left side, we're gonna start journey from there. So let's go, guys. We see and start adventures. तो दोस्तों मैं आपको साथ साथ बताता जाऊंगा कि विस्कॉन्सिन है क्या चीज़, किस चीज़ के लिए मशहूर है। तो अभी जो है हमने यहाँ पे पैसे दे दिए हैं राइड के, कि यहाँ पे हमें जो है वो कैनियन के अंदर ले जाया जाएगा। और वो घोड़ा गाड़ी है, यानी कि छोटी सी बनी हुई, उसके पीछे लोग बैठते हैं। जैसे हमारे वहाँ पे घोड़ा गाड़ी होती है ना, हमारे मुल्कों के, इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश वगैरह में वैसे ही है। तो अभी उन्होंने हमसे लिए हैं, निसार भी कितने पैसे लिए उन्होंने पर पर्सन?
$16.81.
$16.81. So guys, we are ready to go there for the journey, and they charge us like for one person $16.81. It's not bad. It's very good. So it's good for this visiting. Okay. So show this. और ये दोस्तों जगह बनी हुई है जहाँ पे आप ये कोक वगैरह भी ले सकते हैं। और ये है टिकट, यहाँ से आप लेंगे। This is the guy, the small place for the buy a ticket here. You see, right here. The souvenir here, right here.
Better give one to Major.
So these are powerful horses.
Sorry, buddy, I don't have any.
चलो
और गाय यहाँ पे इनके पास एक टॉयलेट भी है, अगर आपको बाथरूम जाना है तो ये इसके साथ ही ये देखें यहाँ पे बना हुआ है। They have one toilet here. If you need, you can come here for male and female. And there's a free parking over there. निसार में आप लोगों को बताएं ना अपने बारे में।
Hi guys, आपका चैनल कौन सा है? Hi guys, my name is Nisar Ahmed. We are in Wisconsin Dells in Wisconsin. All of you welcome here.
और निसार भाई, he is from India, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, India.
So here in this trip, India and Pakistan together.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी, मेरा नाम मिर्ज़ा खालिद बेग है जी, मैं लाहौर से हूँ और आज शाहिद भाई के साथ लॉस्ट कैनियन में यानी कि घूमने के लिए आए हैं। हमारे दोस्त भी हैं, इंडिया से हैं, नसार भाई, हमारे अली भाई हैं जो कि गुजरात से हैं।
I'm gonna probably have to put somebody back here with you guys because if I put 4 in the front seat, that's gonna make it really crowded for me to stand up there. Okay, are you okay with that? I don't think these gentlemen bite.
No.
It's not hard, right?
Yes, yes, we are.
All right, so you guys are welcome to go ahead and load up. We'll put 3 in the front and
Okay.
1 in the second seat there.
So cameraman can sit in the front?
Sure.
Okay.
You sure can.
With you?
Yes, so I'll be standing right there.
You are commentator, right?
All right.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
चलो बेग साहब
So which way I have to go? Is it like this way or that way?
So,
I'm gonna hold
could you
this.
move up there?
आप उधर हटेंगे थोड़ा?
Thank you.
Mhm.
You see this guy, nice guy, he's holding this one, this chair. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And you guys can have the whole seat. I'm just going to stand in the corner there. I just don't want to stand in front of you, okay?
Okay. Look at this guy, latest creepy adventure, nice. The horses are okay, no stomach problem, right?
No, they're all great. Yeah.
All good. He's just making sure of the
Perfect.
tickets. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
If I don't have the tickets, I get in trouble.
Hope not. उसे बोला अगर टिकट नहीं होगी तो तुम लोग मुश्किल में पड़ सकते हो। तो मैंने बोला नहीं, इंशाल्लाह ऐसा नहीं होगा।
One for you. This started back in the 1950s, and we'll talk more about that as we get on the trail, but I want to introduce you to my boys here. This is Buck and Bill. They are 14-year-old Bayronne Belgians. They actually came from an Amish farm, so they know what really hard work is all about, and this is a stroll in the park for them. Pulling the wagon completely full of people is easy. Please ask me questions while we're out there because that is how I keep the tour exciting for you folks. Otherwise, you might listen to me babble on about a bunch of stuff you don't want to know. Okay?
Okay.
My students tell me I talk too much, and yeah, so there you have it.
Where do you teach at?
I teach right down the road in a district called Reedsburg, Wisconsin. I teach 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade art. I'm an art teacher. Wow, you'd be one of my students. You're probably pretty good at art too, aren't you?
She is.
I'll bet. All right, boys. Oh, wow. Hey, wait. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Backing up.
Hey, come on back. Come on back, boys. Back. A little bit more there, Bill. Come on. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go.
Would you like to tell us your name, please?
My name is Darren.
Darren.
That is correct.
Nice, good name.
And I love this job. This is a lot of fun. You're going to see some really cool stuff.
Nice.
So at the other side of the canyon, I'll show you the trail that takes us back to the barn. Our stable is actually on the other side of the wilderness resort off of Hillman Road. And Buck and Bill are the slowest team we have, but when it's supper time and it's time to go back to the barn, they turn into race horses. All right, boys. Second gear, please.
उसने बोला घोड़ों को कि घोड़ों लगा दो घेर, तो घोड़ों ने घेर लगा दिया। तो ये दोस्तों वो कैनियन है। अब आप देखें कि रास्ता कैसा जबरदस्त आ रहा है।
Now, folks, it does get a little tight up here, so watch your heads as we go into the narrow opening, and keep your fingers inside the wagon so we don't smash any fingers.
अभी उसने बोला है कि अपना सर बचाना है और अपना जिस्म पूरा जो है ना वो इस घोड़ा गाड़ी के अंदर ही रखें, अपनी उंगली बचा कर रखें। आप देखें आप।
What you are seeing here is called Adrian Sandstone. This was formed back during the Cambrian period, which was about 500 million years ago, when the sand would settle on top of itself and create those many layers. All of those horizontal lines you see there in the wall are actually different layers of sand. Then, during the Ice Age, or actually at the end of the Ice Age, when the glacier that came through this part of the country melted, it created a giant river of water that carved its way through the sandstone to create the canyon that we're going to go through here. And for some reason, there was something that interrupted the flow of that river right where we're standing, causing it to whirlpool. And as it whirlpooled, it wore the walls down smooth on both sides, recessing them back a little bit, and opening up this little space here. Now, in the 1800s, the Native Americans in the area, keep in mind there was no Wisconsin Dells, the city. The Native Americans would camp and live in the area, and they would come into this part of the canyon to have their meetings. And so this is called the council chamber. This is the council chamber. Those Native Americans are the Winnebago. They're all over Wisconsin. And we still have a very healthy population of Winnebago in Wisconsin Dells and Baraboo area, and they are known as the Ho-Chunk Nation. All right, boys.
सभी दोस्तों, उसने बताया ये है कि यहाँ पे जो है ना ये जो लेयर बनी हुई ना, ये पहले रेत थी तकरीबन 50 लाख साल पहले। तो ये बाद में इसको ये चट्टानें बन चुकी हैं। और जल्दी जल्दी आपको बताता हूँ, ये देखें कि यहाँ पे जब बारिशें होती हैं तो यहाँ पे ये दरिया बन जाता है, उसका बहुत ज़्यादा फ्लो होता है। और उसके बाद उन्होंने बोला कि रेड इंडियन जो थे वो यहाँ पे आके अपनी मीटिंगें करते थे। यह छुपने की बहुत अच्छी जगह थी। और ये देखें जब मैं हाथ लगाता हूँ तो ये उनके छुपने की बहुत अच्छी जगह थी। यहाँ बैठ के वो अपनी मीटिंग करते थे रेड इंडियन। और ये पूरे विस्कॉन्सिन में फैले हुए थे ये सारे रेड इंडियन जो थे। और दोस्तों ज़बरदस्त जगह है, आप कभी आए यहाँ पर तो यहाँ ज़रूर आएँ यार। क्या कमाल जगह यार। शायद आपको कैमरे में इतना मज़ा ना आ रहा हो, मगर मेरे ख्याल में यार ये यहाँ आना वर्थ करता है। अब देखो जो मैंने आपको कैनियन के बारे में बताया था ना, ये देखो सेम।
That is a great question. This is actually not a creek. This is flood water, the overflow water from up above that's made its way into the canyon. So, getting back to a little bit of the history of the canyon here, it started in the 50s. And it was discovered by a doctor in the area. Now, back in the 50s, all there was to come and visit at the Dells was the boat tour. And the town was very small, and it was just getting started. Oh, boys. And a doctor in the area, he located or stumbled across the canyon. This was out in the middle of nowhere here. And he thought, wow, what a great tour this could make. So he tried to make a hiking trail through here, or a walking tour. Of course, every time it rains, the canyon does flood, and it's more of a matter of how bad it floods, not whether it will flood, because it always floods. So this is all rain runoff that's come down into the canyon from up above, and it will get as deep as the deepest I've ever witnessed is it's been 12 feet deep in there. The deepest it's been this year was we had about 5 inches of rain one night, and it was 5 feet deep in there. Fortunately, it does drain out as quickly as it does fill up, so the most we've ever had to shut down this year was for a day. And then it was drained out enough that we could continue with our tours.
What about a couple of years ago when there was all that rain for...
Actually, that was longer than a couple of years ago. That was when the lake drained.
Oh.
That was like a decade ago.
Yeah, that was back in 08.
Oh, I was thinking of a different...
Oh, you're thinking of a different time? I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
well,
that was the Lake Delton thing.
The Lake Delton thing. When that was when it was 12 feet deep in here. And there was actually 2 feet of water in the ticket office.
Oh, man.
And that's when the lake, the levee broke and the lake drained into the Wisconsin River. Yeah. But yeah, we will, it just depends on how much rain we get as to how bad this floods. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a second. I want to show you, oh boys, you went too far again. Come on. I can't show the eagle when you go that far. Come on back. Let's try that. If you look right here, folks, we've got a rock formation that looks like an eagle. We've got the body and head, and then his wings are stretched out as he flies through the canyon. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So that, the Winnebago called that the eagle in flight. Rock formation, eagle in flight.
कह रहे कि यहाँ गौर से देखो तो यहाँ पे शाहीन बना हुआ है सामने, अपने पर फैलाए हुए है यहाँ पे, ये कह रहे हैं.
So as I was saying, that doctor had to kind of give up on that hiking tour idea because of the water that comes through the canyon. He tried for several years to make it work, and it just didn't happen. So he sold the canyon to Ray and Abby Kissick. That would have been in the mid-1960s. And they had these wagons custom built to fit through the Narrows. And they would thought a wagon ride through here would be even better than the walking tour, and they were very right, because it's been going strong ever since. And Ray and Abby have both passed away now, but their son Dave owns the canyon, and he has adult children. Some live locally here and are very involved with the tours. So hopefully the canyon will stay in the family for many years to come.
How many times did you hit your head in the nose?
That, sir, I couldn't tell you.
ये अगर बत्ती जग रही होती है तो अगले वाले टांगे का इंतजार किया जाता है.
I hit my shoulder a lot.
Oh my God, another.
I go home at night and my wife sees the scratches on my shoulder. She's like, "You hit yourself in the canyon." Get over, boys. Ooh. This tree right above us here fell earlier this spring. This was one of the casualties of the canyon from this year. And we were originally worried about that because we didn't know how we would get it out of here. There's no way we can get in here with a tractor or anything, any big equipment to remove that. So we were kind of thinking, well, I guess we'll let Mother Nature take care of it. When it's ready to come down, it will. Recently, now that was back in May when that fell. Recently, we noticed that it is still alive and growing sideways. It's still very green. You can see the branches up there. And so that means that the roots are still very securely anchored into the sandstone. and it will probably, as long as those roots stay healthy, it will hold up there and not fall into the canyon anytime soon.
अभी दोस्तों ऊपर जो दरख्त गिरा हुआ है ना, उसने बताया कि ये कुदरती गिर गया था, तो हमने इसको हटा ना सके क्योंकि यहाँ पे कोई ट्रैक्टर तो आ नहीं सकता था, मगर कहते हैं कि कुदरती देखो कि अभी तक वो जिंदा है, उसकी शाखें निकल रही हैं। ओह माय गॉड। तो दोस्तों जल्दी से आपको बताता हूँ कि ये 1950 में कोई डॉक्टर था जो यहाँ आया, तो अब देखो मेरा सर लगने लगा। आई एम वॉचिंग माई हेड। तो उसने इसको दरियाफ्त किया, तो ये कहते हैं कि जब अब ये 2 रास्ते बन गए, ये तो जब यहाँ पे कहते हैं कि सैलाब आता है ना, इतनी बारिश होती है, इतनी बारिश कभी होती है यहाँ पे, तो ये जो जगह है 12 फुट गहरी हो जाती है, यकीन करें। और ये बता रहा है हमें, टैरिन जो है ना, ये बता रहा है, इसने बताया कि जो टिकट वाला घर है ना, जो आपने पीछे देखा, वो भी पानी में डूब गया था, टिकट वाला। तो ये उसने, मैंने कहा जल्दी जल्दी आप लोगों को बता दो उसने क्या बताया।
Folks, the tree you see behind me right here is a giant white pine that stands over 100 feet tall, and it is one of the tallest trees in the canyon. I actually had a gentleman ride my tour a few weeks ago that climbs towers for a living, and he assured me that that tree is at least 120 feet tall. Who might argue with that? So.
कहते हैं ये वाला जो दरख्त है ना, ये कैनियन का सबसे बड़ा दरख्त है, ये तकरीबन 100 फुट से ज्यादा है। तो कहते हैं इनका को बंद, हाँ 120, हाँ वो अली भाई बोल रहे हैं कि 120 फुट है।
Well, yes, you'll see several golf balls. That's because the Wilderness Golf Course. Oh, wow, that's right there. It is. Yes, sir.
ऊपर यहाँ पे गोल्फ कोर्स है ऊपर।
Okay. So, back in the 60s when Ray and Abby bought the canyon, they made one crucial mistake. They didn't buy any of the land around the canyon because it was all undeveloped wooded area. They thought it would be worthless. Wisconsin Dells was clear over on the other side of town, and this was literally out in the middle of nowhere. And so they didn't think that land would ever be worth anything, so they didn't buy any of that land. Well, of course, nobody knew Wisconsin Dells would explode into what it is today. So, it is now owned, all that land around us is owned by the Wilderness Corporation. As I said, their golf course is right up here. Their main resort is right at the top of this ridge over here. And a little bit later on in the tour, I'll show you some more of their condos they built on the other side of the canyon.
दोस्तों डैरन,
some deer up here in the valley if we can see them. I don't know if they're going to still be there.
अभी आगे कुछ ना, एक हरण जो है वो अभी नीचे गया है, अब सामने अभी कैमरे के छुप गया है, कैमरे में नहीं आ रहा, अभी शायद नजर आए। तो मैं जल्दी से आपको बताता हूँ कि डैरन ये बताया है कि यहाँ पे जो लैंड है लोगों ने ज़्यादा नहीं खरीदी ये चीज़ें, तो कॉर्पोरेशन जो है ना उन्होंने चीज़ें खरीदी।
They are there, but we can't see them from this angle very well. So that path right there, folks, if you were to follow that up and out of the canyon, that would take you right to the back door of the Wilderness Resort. What we do at night is, like I said, the Kissicks also have the Canyon Creek Trail Ride, and their trail ride goes through the woods over there.